Good morning. Happy Sunday. It has been a couple weeks and I apologize for that crazy. I had some life stuff. It was it's the start of drag race season, so we're working on the truck and getting that stuff ready to go, which has been very exciting. There's been lots of stuff going on, lots of working in the garage and working on the things. And then we ended up having to kind of emergency babysit for a friend just the other day. So it was the baby's first time away from home. As you guys know, I don't have kids. I like kids, but we don't, I don't know, not really baby people, I guess. So it was an interesting experience. The baby was very well behaved. She is lovely. Charlie was the one that you saw with the little hand grabbing my hand. Not quite as cute as baby horses, but it works. So anyway, there was a lot of distraction, and then she wouldn't go down for a nap when we were supposed to do the stream, which is normally when she would nap, and it's her first night away from home. I don't really blame her. So that has been a lot of stuff. But I have been up to a lot of stuff, and I've at least been posting about it. So I've been working on some pieces to sell. I've been working on some hair by hair details. I've been working on getting the medallion ready to ship for everybody, as well as the new sticker for the club, tutorial content, and stuff. So I actually have this guy basically ready. I'm going to put a dull coat layer over top of him and mat him down a little bit more. This is actually the Winsor & Newton matte, which is going on fairly satiny. So I'm going to dull it down just a little bit. I do want a little bit of sheen for the metallics, but we will do that. So he's pretty well ready to find a new home. I got all of the detailing, come on camera, in the mane sorted. It's got little eyelash hairs, nice soft eyeball, some lovely dapples. There's a little bit of metallics in the coat, which is always good. And he's got little hoofies. As the camera's like, I see your face. I am not focusing on the feet. You can see the dapples there. So he'll be finding a new home. He is the artist proof #1, which is very exciting for a little potato dumpling. And then the Aussie's in kind of the same state. So I wanted to mess with them a little bit more. I said that they were going to be out this week for auction. And then I was like, ooh, I could tweak this and that. I need to stop doing that. And then Aussie's kind of got the same satiny sheen. So I'm going to mat that down a little bit more. But he is pretty well, other than the glare from the lights, ready to go. So cute. And look at the little baby teethers. Baby teethers. And eyelashes as well, because you can't not have eyelashes. So very cute. This is the one that I did the customized bat wings on. So it was Kylie Park's Aussie resin, who's normally a little baby Pegasus sleeping on a cloud. And then this one does have super high powered LED. The cloud has a glow effect. You can kind of see a glow there, even in the light, which is crazy. And then the marking on the head, the little moon, also glows, which is kind of fun because he's supposed to be sleeping on a little thundercloud and it's magic and he's influencing the magic, hence the thing. And then I made it sparkly. So this is a holographic rainbow glitter background. It says customized Aussie by Raven, resin by Kylie Parks. So cute. So yeah, that's been my weekend. I see that we have people in the chat, so I will say good morning to everybody. We have Momo. Hello, how are you? And thank you for joining the club. I saw that you popped in as a new member. That's very exciting. Welcome. Amy, good morning. Bobby, good morning. Hi. Zoya, hello. How are you? Andrea, good morning. So yeah, the stickers, I had emailed all the club members, and the stickers for April for the club, which is this one, which has a really cool matte mirror metallic effect. So she's supposed to be coming out of it's messing with the camera. That's awesome. The sticker is so cool, it bends reality. The camera's like, what's going on? It's supposed to look like she's coming out of the deep in the ocean and kind of reflecting. She's semi-transparent. Some people weren't expecting that there would be an effect on the stickers. I did mention that there would be some cool stuff happening with some of them. Not necessarily all of them, depends on what they are. You don't obviously want crazy pukey glitter on everything, although yeah, maybe you do, because I kind of love it. But this one has a cool effect. The next sticker also has a cool effect. I will pop that up here. I think I have it here. So May's sticker is a battle corn and the armor. So everything in and around, I won't actually, let me point it out on here. Anything that's kind of like a rainbowy color here. So all of the gold will be semi-transparent holographic. So it'll have a nice shimmer to it. Basically, all of the armor has an effect. The jewels have an effect, and even maybe something else. The horn too. And so your bridle's gonna have a shimmer to it, a little bit of a holographic fun. There's shaded holographic on all of those feathers that come off of that breastplate, and then one of the streaks in where the saddle is, kind of the edging, and then the little feathers on the hooves are holographic, and then the bridle's holographic. So some will be tinted, some will be shaded, but it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to have a really neat effect to it. So I think you guys are going to get really excited. I'm very excited to see what it looks like. We should have them in studio very soon here. They are ordered and on their way. So when I get them, I'll show them off. Because of kind of traditionally, I've not been showing all of the Medallion Club stuff before, well, other than stickers, before I have the boxes ready to go and we do kind of the reveal week, which will probably be next week, I'd imagine. That's about on schedule for the reveal for the Medallion Club. Some people do like to keep it secret, and I kind of want to keep that tradition a little bit, so I'm going to show off the stickers, but I won't show off the medallion until we get about the week before everything ships, so next week. And then you guys will start to see that. Although I did show a little peek on the website. You can go check that out. I'm not going to show it on screen here just yet. If you want to see what it is, I have spoiled it a little bit to say it is a fantasy piece, and it is inspired by something that's nostalgic that I think a lot of us loved as younger or older, or, you know, a couple years gone by people, maybe even yesterday, because I might have watched it the other day. So anyway, we have more people. Hello. We have Karen. Hello, Karen. Hey, Krista. How's it going? Brenda. The unicorn behind me is a pony that needs to go home from a long time ago. This is Hairmageddon. It is a old commission for a very good friend, and it's getting a little bit of a rework in the color scheme. It had me stumped for the longest time. You guys know I haven't taken commissions for a while, so that will speak to his age. He has cool new hair. It is a Sheila Bishop resin, I believe, and I can't remember if it's Palus, what the name of it was, but it's a Sheila Bishop resin that I redid the neck on, redid all the hair, obviously, made it a unicorn. It's kind of got some jewel tones to it. The Aussie was actually me playing with some color ideas to finish him up. So he's going to have a really cool fantasy vibe. I'm playing with some really neat effects that maybe are jellyfish inspired, since we're doing oceanic inspiration lately, it seems like. Maybe some bioluminescent effects. I might go a little bit crazy, and I really, really hope his mom doesn't hate it. It's always the hard thing with commissions. I get like these big ideas in my head, and then I'm like, oh, I should do the thing. And then I always worry that the person that's going to get it isn't going to love it, even though the person that is getting it is like, I love everything you do. You haven't done a thing yet I don't like, so just do it. I'm like, but what if it's the one thing you absolutely hate? Which is part of the reason why I don't generally do commissions. So yeah. Laura Rocksmith, good morning. Laura Rocksmith is also saying that she loves the stickers. Thank you. Very excited. So I'm hoping that the holographic armors, it's going to be the coolest effect, especially because some of it's tinted and some of it's not. You guys will have to let me know if you're liking the matte stickers over the glossy. For what I've been doing for effects, the matte has been kind of what's been working. So anything that's not an effect, you can see the black in this case is all matte. We're bending time and space. I love it. Amy says, Laura heard Battlecorn and you summered her. Da, 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 da. You gotta have Battlecorns. They're awesome. And Laura does some pretty cool ones. Speaking of that, I have some Briarfest news I'll talk about in a minute because they've announced some stuff, including workshops, which went up. I think a whole bunch of them sold out. So if you're looking to get in them, I believe you can still join wait lists, but we'll do that in a second. Glenda, hello. My ears are ringing, she says. Need to activate. Yes, if you have a new phone, do it, and then you can do the streamy things. Do that before the members stream. We're doing the club members stream art hangout at 1 o'clock. It is almost 11 now, so like 2 hours. Then we'll hang out and make pony things and chat and all the rest of it. Amy, that is exactly why I don't do commissions anymore either. The anxiety of wanting to please the other person. And I'm bad for doing commissions. I've commissioned other artists and it's hard because you get the vision in your head and you're like, could you just tweak the one thing? And then I feel horribly guilty and horrible to ask for any changes because I know how much that impacts the artist. It's just, my brain goes, and melts. So yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, you guys will get to see some really cool stuff with him. I'm probably going to film some of the process of that as well and show it in socials and on the club stuff and let you see the fun things because it's going to be a pretty wild idea. And if I have to repaint it or she needs to rehome him, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to stop being self-conscious about it. Okay, right now, we're stopping. No, it's going to be awesome. Everybody's going to love it. Oh my God, the pains of being an artist. Anyway, we're going to talk about other people's art for a second. I get the Paint Pony Studios sticker club in the mail, as there's people that are probably in the chat going, I can relate. And they come with the cute little prints. And this one's a cute little Arabian in a vinyl. Adorable. I like the color actually. It's like a little chocolate colored Arab. I like. So yeah, that's the thing. If you did want to join, I did have, I emailed members, have a couple of extras of these guys if you wanted more of them, or if you've just joined the club, you also get the opportunity to adopt the previous version if there's extras. I think I have about a dozen of these as extras that shift time and reality and mess with the camera. So if you want those, I emailed about that to the club people, or just email me and ask questions. If there's any remaining after a little bit of time being offered to the club, I will offer them up publicly and then you can buy them that way. They are a little bit more than club price, obviously. There are benefits for being in the clubs. So yeah, and then if you wanted to join for the May one that I just showed off, you can do that as well. It's open till the end of the month. Put it up on the screen again so you can see it. Buttercorns. So, kind of fun. I'm very excited. And then once I get them in hand, I'll show you guys what the holographic effect looks like because that is going to be cool. And what else? You guys saw that I have a new baby at the barn. It is not my baby, but it is the cutest baby. She let me come up and she came right up to the fence. Mom was not super excited about that, but she was getting used to it, which is good for her too, because Sassy gets a little bit sassy. And the baby is only like 3 days old, so there's also that. And she came right up. She wanted to like nibble on my nose, and I just so cute. Played with her little face whiskers. So excited. I'm going to take so many reference photos. What else do we have? This was the art hangout thing. It's up on the website as well. So that'll be at 1 o'clock my time. So about 2 hours-ish long. We've tended to run over the last couple times. I'm going to try and keep it on the nose this time. We have some things we have to do this afternoon, evening. So try and be on time. And we just hang out via Zoom for now. It'll probably move to Google Meets or Google Meet at some point. And then just chat ponies and do stuff. You don't have to work on stuff if you don't want to. It's kind of cool. Last time we talked about vintage radio shows, about detectives and stuff at one point. It was very cool. And then hobby stuff and art stuff and techniques, and you can ask questions and all the rest of it. So that's kind of fun. I found something in a bin that wasn't supposed to be in the bottom of a bin, which is kind of cool. It's an old Sarah Rose medallion that I'd started to paint and never finished, so I might pick him back up and try and get him done. I think I was aiming for Fleabit Gray on this particular base. So, considering I'm in a hair by hair kick, that might be fun. And speaking of that, I can show you guys this guy in person. So, this is the unhaired shaded side. So you can see how there's some of the flesh tones that are shading it, because underneath the white of where the appy markings are, it would be a flesh tone, and you'd get gray shading more in other areas, depending on what color is your base and what pattern you're kind of doing. So you can see the shaded there, and then when I flip them over, you can see how much the hair by hair changes not only the color, if it'll focus, there we go, not only the color, but it's got a really cool subtle, it's not punch you in the face, which is kind of nice. I'm going to go in and accent some of the areas and add more shading. He's shaded all, or haired all the way down to his little tiny toes. But I'm really, really liking this because it's not, if it catches the light just right, and once the sealants go on, it's going to change the effect a little bit. So I'm going to have to play with some of that. It catches the light and is really, really like nice and subtle. I quite like that. And then it's hard to get this little tiny lines right in scale, because if you put really big lines on a really tiny horse, then it kind of throws the effect of the realism off a little bit. I'm using my Winsor & Newton Series 7 Kolinsky Sable brushes. They keep a really nice tip, as my wrinkly old looking hands don't want to show the thing off. Here, let's try this. There we go. So they keep their tip really nice. And then you can put them in a little bit of boiling water, just the very, very tip, and it will sometimes just straighten those out if they've gone a little kinky. But they work all the way down to Stablemate, which is a totally different idea of color, where my whites are going on. I still want them subtle and blendy, but they're not being used in quite the same way as they are on that Leopard Appaloosa. This reference is really cool. I really quite like those little ticked Appaloosas. And then this one is a little micro. It is Morgan Kilburn's Max shrunk into micro scale. Come on, camera. There we go. So you can see that there's a darker gray set of markings underneath. What I've done there is pasteled over top of the already hair by hair stuff that I did on him. I wanted to set some of that stuff back a little bit, so I've done that, and then I'm putting hairs back over top. Again, same brushes that I was using for the venti that I use for the traditionals, I use all the way down to for the little guys, because they are just lovely, lovely brushes to work with. If you take care of them, they will last forever. I've been moderately okay at that. It's not my forte. I am not a super able to do that kind of person. My brain gets squirrel disease quite often, as you guys probably have noticed. So yeah, you can see where the whites have gone on, and then you can see where it's shaded back out. That's a really nice technique if you go over your whites or whatever with pigments. It'll blend things in. You can add more shading. You can go back in over top. You can knock things back. You can bring things forward again with your whites or whatever, or add highlighting. I could go over this one with white and then bring out some different areas depending on what I'm looking for highlighting. I can even go back in and around spots. I might go in with hair by hair detailing in some of those spots as well. We'll see. I'm playing with kind of some different things that I'm doing with that guy. So that'll be kind of fun. And then this was a Mojo, I forgot to mention, by Josine Vingerling with a new mane and tail that I did a bit ago. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool to be back into the painting thing. I did take out the tail on the pony and made that a little bit more refined. So she's getting more hair work, and then we'll be basically ready to take photos of, look over for the last time, and maybe put into a mold. So that's kind of exciting too. What size Kalinsky? These are both, oddly, they look like they're different sizes, but they're not. They're both the Series 7 00s, which is odd because normally they would be fairly consistent in their size. The smaller one looks like a 000, but they both are 00s. You can get a 000, which is even smaller apparently, but I think most of the standard ones are a little bit longer, so I don't know why mine ended up shorter for some reason, but it is. You can get them on Amazon. I think Kalinsky Sable specifically, there was a weird thing about the sable animals themselves that they get the hairs from, and I don't know if they are as easily available as they used to be. So with that caveat, you can find them with most art stores will carry a couple of them. A lot of people use them in watercolor as well. You can find different versions on Amazon. The natural animal hair bristles are a little bit better detail-wise, holding the tip, holding paint than the synthetics. So I know some people don't like animal-based products. So you do have options. They're just not going to be quite as good. You'll have to probably replace them more frequently. I have tons and tons of little tiny brushes. There's Da Vinci makes a really tiny micro brush as well. You can also find those on Amazon. I believe I have some of that stuff up on the website under my supply recommendations. If I don't, I'm going to check that and I'll update that today so that you can find them if you want direct links to what I'm using. Trying to be more good at that because I get people asking all the time and you get mad, and then I don't want nobody mad at me. Andrew says, looking forward to the art hangout. Can finally make it. Yay! I'm so excited. That'll be fun. Nari says, hello. Hi. Good day. From Australia. Let's see. Momo says, loving the leopard Appaloosa. He's beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm having a lot of fun, and I really like the scruffy ruffles with all of his fluffy hair. So it's kind of fun to paint your own work, and I don't know. It's neat. It's nice to bring them to life in the white unpainted format, but it's also really cool to put paint on them and kind of take them that extra step. So neat to see, and kind of cool to see. I love seeing what other artists have for the visions for the colors for their sculptures too. So it's really cool, I think, for me to do that with mine, and you can see kind of some of the options that were kicking around in my head as I was sculpting them. Karen says, love the Appaloosa. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's been what I've been up to for the most part. There's a couple of other things that I've got on the go. I have the braids on the Stromness that I'm working on. I'll show you guys those. There might be the little bitty biter editions coming to the end, and I might have a couple of extras of those. I'll offer those up to club members, and then if there's any left over, they will go publicly, and we will go from there. And then we'll be done with all that. A whole bunch of editions, or all the time payments are starting to wrap up, which is always nice. Sending out ponies. Shipping for everything's been pretty much up to date. I have a couple things that people have just paid for in the last couple of days that will be going out this week. And then we'll have the big Medallion Club, Sticker Club mailing extravaganza that'll be happening in not this weekend, but the weekend, or not next weekend, but the weekend following is when the first is. So that'll be cool. All right. What else? What else, you ask? I think that's pretty much it for my ramblings. I did have a couple of Briar updates, so let me just pull those up on the screen because they posted the best customs contest prizes. So there is they're called Circle and Skull. Hungarian for Cheers, which is the Shagia Arab mold. Why can't I? Yasmin, isn't it? In a Overo chestnut. It's interesting that they switched from the black to the chestnuts, and they're sticking with that. So that is this. It was the Yasmin Premier Club release, and very pretty pony. I think people are going to be excited for that. And then Skull is the Cheers on the Icelandic horse. It is in a Splash Pinto, also with a blue eye, which is kind of fun. So I think their best customs contest, I don't remember when the deadline is for that, but I believe that is like soon. I've seen people scramble online, so that's always fun. So that's been what's going on with that. And then they have a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. They're having their birthday thing. There's posts about the guests that are going to be there. Workshops went up. So I don't know what's necessarily left over available, but if you go to their Briarfest blog, you can click on here, and then it's not going to take me there with this. I will swap screens. You need to be an all-access ticket holder or a ticket holder of some sort to be able to get online tickets, and then you can apply for well, you can't apparently see the workshops unless you go in and do this. So you have to have Briarfest tickets, and then you can go in, apply for the workshops, pay for them, all that good stuff. There's a whole bunch of different things on there. Laura Rock Smith has some. Sasha has a drawing workshop, and a whole bunch of other people. Danny's doing tack. It's just going to be fun. So if you're not attending in person, you can also do some online versions as well. Steph Blaylock's doing her thing again with the Flea Bitten Gray. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on there. They have boot camp coming up. They're saying it's only 1 week left to upload photos for that. They have a whole website for their particular show. And something that I meant to bring up, because I haven't done that, I don't think very much. If you're interested in showing, Pony Bites has, it's where Briar's running their photo show contests on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You can check out different shows that are going on. There's awards and categories for different things. There's a gallery with stuff that, well, I gotta apparently log in. It let me do this from my phone, so maybe I'm logged in on my phone. Anyway, you can see what shows are running. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. If you haven't ever shown before, it's a great way to dip your toes into it. Briar does their stuff on here, so it's a good way to be familiar with kind of what they're doing. It's a great resource, so check it out if you are interested. It's not going to let me see anything otherwise, but I was looking at it on my phone, so obviously I was logged in there. And it shows you kind of the champions. So there's people you get points for showing, and then you can see the categories. So you can compete for like the top 10 and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And see what's won, which is also kind of cool. And what they're showing things as. So if you're looking for a breed for something, sometimes you can take a peek on there and see what other people are showing their whatever it is as, which is kind of cool. So that is something cool. There's also online model hips. This one. Bum. This is another option. So Hips is the online model horse photo showing website. Another great resource. There's all sorts of different shows that are going on. This one has things categorized as well. Here's your top standings. So you get your top, I think you can see a whole bunch of them. As long as as far as you want to go, there's 250 pages. You can see what's scoring kind of the best going on. I believe Some of them have photos, some of them don't, but it tells you what it is. It's a Jasmine Mule by Mel Miller, painted by Sherry Clayton. It's kind of cool because they get the little like awards trophy case here, and you can see all the little trophies going on. So it's kind of fun. Another great place to go if you're wanting to dip your toes into the idea of showing or photo showing, which is kind of a fun thing to do if you're not getting out to live shows or there's not a lot close. Our last local live show really is no longer happening here. So we are probably going to have a lot more online photo shows, hence the Maple Leaf Live. It's happening there. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And yeah, check it out if you're interested in doing stuff. It's kind of fun. I like the little like pixel ribbons. They're kind of cool. Let me see. What else we got going on? Laura says, I want to win the little stablemate. He's very cute. I think it's very cute. I like the traditional, I think, out of the two, but we will see. June 11th is usually the deadline, Laura's saying, for best customs. There's very little left. Facebook stopped being mean. Want to see what everybody's saying. Oh, apparently chat on Facebook is being a dink. So, bad chat. Behave. Not people in the chat, but like meta in general. So, yeah, that is the thing. And then they did their Collector Club event, which had, let's see if it'll let me click through these guys. So the Ideal Series, Pony of the Americas, Atlanta, Kasako, and Quiet Way Spit Abbey, all in gloss, which is very cool. I think the most popular one's probably Kasako. Makes sense. He's pretty cool. And the color looks really, really nice in gloss, but they're all really pretty. So there's that. I did not get one, so I can't show one off in the stream. I'm taking a Briar diet for a little bit. I'll get a couple ponies, I think, vicariously through Briarfest. But I'm trying to make some room and get some things done and do that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I don't think that there's any other random news. What else has been going on? It's been rainy and nasty, so I got a good ride in, 2 days ago with Turbo. We went around the outside of our big hay field that's at the barn. That was kind of fun, trying out the new saddle and a new saddle pad that I got for him. Well, new to us saddle. It works out really well. It's the local maker. I think I talked about it the last time. It's kind of got an old looking patina to it. Hard on your butt, but it works. It seems to work out well for us. So yeah, on that note, unless anybody has any questions, I don't have anything that I can speak of just yet on the cameras. But you did see some cool new stuff this time, which is kind of fun. I almost had a thing that I was supposed to say. Stuff happening in the near future, so I will leave it like that. KG, hi KG, how's it going? We're doing a club art stream at 1, just so you know, for anybody that wandered in, including Katie. So that is in an hour and 45 minutes. So it'll be fun. It is rainy and gross here, so it's a good day to be inside doing art. Hopefully you're having a better weather wherever you are. It is May long weekend here in Canada. I don't believe that you guys have your holiday in the States until next weekend. So hopefully it works out for people to hang out. Should be cool. All right. I guess on that note, because my brain can't think of anything else that I was trying to think about, and I didn't take the notes I was going to take, I will let you go and have a good Sunday. If you missed the stream and you want to check back, they are posted on YouTube and Facebook. Facebook does delete them after, I think, 30 days. So if you want to see historic ones, you can check out YouTube. They're all categorized on there. I try and go back and timestamp them so that you can skip through to the sections that you would like and then go from there. You can join up for the sticker club until the end of the month. And if you join the medallion club, you can either upgrade it and add in the extra payment because you're joining halfway through a box to get this current medallion that's going to go out in a couple weeks, or you'll just get a sticker in your package this month. So that is how that had to work, or I've got to turn it off and crazy. because some people want to join midway, so it's a thing. Anyway, yeah, check it out, and I will see club members in an hour and 45-ish minutes, and we will have some arty fun, and I'll be posting new stuff hopefully very soon. And if you're looking for the auctions for the Noki artist proof or the Aussie custom, I will be posting those and putting the final sealer on them today, and then posting them for sale this week. So they need their glamour shots and they need their sealer, and I was being picky and messing with things. So I apologize if you've been waiting. This week is the week. All right. And then probably on Model Horse Place. All right. Love you guys. I will see you guys soon. Have a great weekend. See you next Sunday for most of you. And for some of you, I will see you in just over an hour. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, and don't feed trolls. They're on